Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Justice League Dark, Wonder Woman, Witching Hour, one shot. It's technically part 5 of 5 of the Witching Hour storyline. It's a weird way of doing everything, and yeah, Marvel and DC both have a hard time with actually understanding a good, solid way of getting a story continuing, man. Like those next issues and past issues, like a year from now, it's going to be harder for people to recognize where this goes, that goes, whatever. And yeah, it's going to be a couple other channels where, like literally a couple channels like mine, people who do channels like mine, where you're going to have to figure out where the freaking story goes. For now, just kind of confusing, but I did like that they wrapped up all 5 issues in 5 weeks across Justice League Dark and Wonder Woman, and then this one shot. But anyway, yeah, you see I got the variant cover. Quick, Professor Bill, say something bad about this comic. Okay, sure. This is not a wraparound cover. That's the only bad thing I've got to say about this entire comic book, guys. And mind you, this is part 5 of 5 of a storyline, a story arc, a crossover event. So it's a mini event. So I'm going to be talking about not just this issue, I'm going to be talking about all of these issues, this entire story arc, which will actually be from Justice League Dark issue number 1 as far as I'm concerned, which will technically go back to Justice League No Justice because there's a reason why they were formed in the first place. So this is a really thick book. This might be double-sized, I'm not sure. Like, it is a thick, thick book. I was, when I pulled it out my bag and board, I'm just like, dude, what the frick is going on? Why is this thing so thick? I didn't know it was going to be this big, but I'm glad it was. Okay, I'm going to have something very important to say about Mr. Tomasi when when all is said and done in regards to this story. And crap, there we go. Here's where I can find all of the people in charge of this book. Okay, so let's get started talking about the people involved in this book so I can talk about this absolutely amazing storyline, guys. So the Witching Hour finale. James Tynion IV is the writer. Jesus Marino and Fernando Blanco and Miguel Mendoza are the artists. Yeah, 3 artists on this. On top of that, Romulo Fajardo Jr. is on colors and Rob Lay is on letters. The cover is David Yardin, and this particular variant cover that I got in my hands here is Riccardo Federici. Yeah, just Riccardo Federici. He does the variant cover. Wonder Woman was created by William Moulton Morrison and H.G. Peter. Come on, DC. Be my pal. Be my pal. All right? Give credit where credit's due, all right? So, here we go, man. This is... Okay, first off, let me just tell you about the story before I start telling you about how I feel about the story. Okay, this is actually really complicated, and it reminded me very early in this that there was something that I was missing. Remember, there are 5 people, okay, 5 women who Hecate, the triple goddess, if you know about Wiccan magic and all this stuff. Tynion, I heard his name is also pronounced Tydian, or it is supposed to be Tynion IV. I don't know. I met him and I didn't freaking ask him because I didn't know that I should. I was just told as Tynion. Anyway, 5 women who the essence of power was put into for Hecate. So Hecate, triple goddess, boom, here you go. These 5 women are out there, and you got Manitou Abysso, and you got Black Orchid, you got Wonder Woman, of course, was like the main one, and then you got, what the heck is her name? Crap. Can't remember her name. Witchfire, okay? So you got those 4. While reading this book, I realized I didn't ever consider who was the 5th one. Now, that's probably because I didn't realize how good the story was going to be. Like, it was fun. It was really fun. The whole story is really fun. But this issue did something that I wasn't used to because it's a double-sized issue and I wasn't expecting that. I'm usually used to issue number 4 of 5 giving us the lowdown, the breakdown of the story, or issue 5 of 6, or 49 of 50, right? It's usually the penultimate issue that's going to give you what's really going down. Well, the breakdown actually comes in this issue because the action the final action, the climax happens in here also. Excuse me. So, dude, the way that this whole story is that magic was created in the beginning. Magic just existed. The world was, and magic was. All right. So how was everything created? What was the snap that started everything? Who knows? It wasn't explained. All right. talk to the source wall about that. You know, say maybe that we're talking about before the time of the source wall. Maybe we're talking about, you know, before the age of the third world. Third world. Maybe we are talking about the first world. Maybe we're talking about before that. Who knows? If time wasn't created yet and there was only magic, then none of that really matters, right? Sorry to get scientific in regards to magic, but let's just be realistic. We don't know. And not knowing is one of the most beautiful things that there is out there because, ooh, challenge accepted. So, like, this makes me want to write for DC in the worst way imaginable. Like, guys, this story right here, sorry, I love DC's cosmic history, but Marvel has got a far better cosmic history in my personal humble opinion. But now, right now, what James Tynion just did, holy crap, man. Nope, sorry. We're putting this on a whole new playing field. The universe was created, the existence began to exist, and magic just was. And that was actually Hecate. And she was just this beautiful being of pure magic. And then as she's out exploring and looking at everything that there is, she comes across her direct opposite, and it's the upside down man. Yeah, that's where that comes from. So those two are the opposites. Now, she sealed that off and kind of used the earth as a plate. I love this because, once again, hey, we're egocentrical, man. We're the center of our own universes. And in this case, the DC comic writers always, you know, you think about back with the Blackest Night and Brightest Day stuff, they always had, you know, the earth is actually the center. Oh, the infinite, Crisis on Infinite Earths. 52 Earths, but oh look, one of them, the Earth, our Earth itself, that's the crux of everything, the center of the multiverse. It's always, you know, the Earth is in charge of everything. Unless you're a Green Lantern, in which case, no, O is everything. Earth is just, you know, what is it, 2618? Can't remember. Too many numbers flying in my head right now. But with all of this that's happening, all of this that has happened, she sealed off the other world. So therefore the others, the other kind, they're gone. Separated. And Earth is that shield to protect. Now, she goes off and she's doing her thing, and then all of a sudden she starts being worshipped by humans because, you know, the gods started showing up and all these other gods. And it's funny that the Olympian gods are more important, as I think we've known. If you're familiar with Jack Kirby's Fourth World, the Olympian gods are the most important gods until the new gods came along. But the old gods still have a lot of power, all right? So, bang, there you go. So now you have these gods, they've been doing their own thing on the side. Hecate hasn't been interested in it. So all of a sudden, oh, there are humans here. Oh, they're worshiping me. Oh, they're asking me for things. Sure. So she changed aspects and she became the mother. All right. So she's the maiden, and now she became the mother once the advent of humans. So she goes down and she starts, you know, blah, blah, yeah, we do all these nice things for you, and I love you guys. You guys are so cute. I love you. You're all so adorable, like little bunny rabbits, except you're furless. And then all of a sudden, some of the humans decided, we don't want to worship you anymore. We want this magic. So now think about that. The way that the DC gods have always been, we're not coming down to do you favors. We're mean. F you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, in Marvel, Thor could come down and they're like, he's the coolest of the gods because he actually comes and answers us. But in DC, like, hell no. You actually came down and answered us? Who's the real God? You have the power, but who's the real God? Us. We just want the power of the gods. At least that's in my headcanon what they were thinking. Because they kidnap her. They capture her. Oh, we're getting a little bit of Neil Gaiman, Morpheus, you know, dream world going on right now, aren't we? Yes, they capture her. Okay? Aleister Crowley was not involved, apparently. She gets captured. That's it. Psh, you're mine. And they keep her in this little moon ship because they all thought that she came from the moon because that's the farthest thing that was away from her, from them. You know, that's the thing they could see the most that looked like, you know, oh, wow, the moon. So anyway, that's why she was associated with the goddess of the moon. So she's captured. She's held down there. And she's like, one of the other gods is going to come down and rescue me, right? Pluto is the god who comes down. He comes down, or Hades, I should say Hades, Greek mythology, right? So he shows up and he's like, yeah, listen, here's the deal. I thought that you were cute and all, but I'm going to leave you because I found this chick, Persephone, Greek mythology. And how'd that work out for you, bud? So I'm going to bounce, and by the way, we're cutting you off. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. That wasn't too smart. The gods trusted the humans were strong enough to take care of her. Okay? So she screamed. She was infuriated, like, oh my God, are you effing kidding me? So she says, listen, here's the deal. And I don't want to get too into depth with this, but I do think that some of this is going to be harder to understand. So, you know, if you followed along, cool. If not, here's the crux of what happened. What she does is she changes aspect for the third time. Triple goddess, right? So she changes aspects to the crone. And she's just like, I am so effing done with you ungrateful humans. You want magic? I'll give you magic, but not mine. I'll give you magic from the other kind. So when the upside down man said, I smell the taint of magic, that's my magic. You stole my magic. You little creature things took my magic. Well, they are the inheritors of the magic, but they're not the ones who actually took the magic. It was Hecate. Hecate broke down the barriers just long enough to take a portion of the magic from over there and say, here you go. So the whole time we're thinking that humans went over to the other world and they took, you know, magic from there and then they left. That wasn't the case. It was Hecate. She gave humans that magic. So even if it's just a portion of it, it's still there. So that's the reason why in the DC universe, magic has, there's always something to give back. So Marvel has its own version of the law of diminishing returns as far as magic is concerned. The philosophy, the theology of magic on our world, all right? Like, you know, right here where I'm sitting. I imagine where you're sitting too. Who knows? No judgments. The laws are very different. Also, it's the trifold effect because the trifold goddess, whatever you give, you're going to get back 3 times. So it's better to be generous as opposed to stingy. It's better to be helpful as opposed to harmful. Anyway, so she gives that magic. So every time that magic is used, it's weakening that barrier that Earth was meant to maintain, so that we can keep the other kind away, but we can still continue using the magic. That's one of the things that the magic users didn't want to reveal to everybody, including Wonder Woman. We take care of our own kind. You know, saying if we tell you what's going on, you're going to judge us and you're not going to understand it. You're going to want to take the magic away. Yes, because it's technically not yours and that's not what we're supposed to be using. But that's not going to stop people from using it. That's not going to stop any of them from using it. In the meantime, Wonder Woman does learn this harsh reality. Cersei basically gives them the best possible way out of this, and unfortunately it involves killing Wonder Woman. Now, right away, I know everybody's going to be thinking, oh, well, of course, you know, Cersei wants Wonder Woman to be killed, but look at your options. What other option do you really have? Well, you find out in the end of the book, and I'm not going to reveal everything, but I did want to be understood exactly what was happening here. So they say, listen, Zatanna, it's funny that Zatanna is leading the charge, even though John Constantine is the one who has all the answers. But at the same time, I need it to be understood. Well, not I need it to be, but I do want it to be understood. John Constantine is the smartest one there. He does know more about magic than anybody else there. Remember, although he did have, now he doesn't, although he did have that demon blood inside of him, his magic came from him. He wasn't a source of anything, but he understands magic better than, probably not as much as Dr. Fate, let's say, but in some ways, yeah, he kind of does, doesn't he? He really is the epitome of, like, you know, encyclopedic academia as far as magic is concerned on the DC universe. While Zatanna has her own magic, you got to remember she actually does have her own magic. Go and check out on Comic Book University, Zatanna Explained in a Minute. I explain her in about a minute, and I explain how she's not human. All right, only half. But she, what do you call it? She's going to lead this because although she has him as the advisor, she is a better leader. She is going to be able to parlay with people. Every time I say that, people think of Johnny Depp. It was a word before Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean, all right? Anyway, so she decides that she's going to have this verbal foray with Wonder Woman by going directly to Hecate. And in doing this, she's like, listen, I'm going to need you to, like, if you can't stop this, we're going to have to fight you. Wonder Woman finds another way out of it, though, because the two aspects who were talking to her are actually the other two, the two predecessors to the crone personality of Hecate, the triple goddess. Right now she's the crone, but remember, she was also the maiden first, and then she did also become the mother. So those two aspects are now talking to her, and she explains, explained, it sounds like multiple personalities, but it kind of is with Hecate. They explain, because they've been trying to hold Hecate back, but the crone is the current aspect. So she explains, hey, listen, here's the thing, bang, 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 bang. Now, a lot of things have been changed, all right? Mind you, the Parliament of Trees is gone. It's now the Parliament of Flowers, all right? We now have the City of the Dead is now its own realm, all right? The life and death, it's its own thing now. How are these going to affect the DC universe going forward? In Tinian the Fourth, we trust, all right? Dude, she also she helped to destroy Olympus, and Olympus is now called Aea. There we go. So it's like race car, one of those words you can say frontwards and backwards, but it's just cooler to say instead of race car. What do you call it? So it's it's that now, but that's in its own little pocket dimension now. But hey, look, Olympus itself is actually now being destroyed and eaten by the other kind over in the other world. It's over there now. Olympus is gone, baby. We don't have Olympus in the DC universe anymore. Dude, James Tinian the Fourth, and if I'm butchering his name again, sorry, but he just came walking in, kicked down a door, said, shh, shh. What's that old Roddy Piper line? I've come here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I am all out of bubblegum. Oh, man. Guys, this is, look. Here's what I'm going to explain. Oh, and it's also revealed who the fifth person was who had the magic. All right, which is cool, because the whole comic book, I'm like, okay, I must have missed something, because I'm only mentally counting 4 people. I must have missed it. No, I didn't miss it. James Tinian knew that he gave us more than enough distractions that we don't know, that we didn't even think to ask the question, who was the fifth person? Or at least I didn't. I don't want to speak for anybody. But damn, dude, look, I'm going to make a very, very bold statement right now. When, like, DC has always been really cool, but, as far as having those superstar writers who came over, and they were known specifically for being, DC Comics superstar writers, like, exclusively, haven't had too many of those. Hey, when Byrne came over, it was like, awesome, he's going back to Marvel. F! You know what I'm saying? If you don't like Marvel, if you're more of a DC fan, you know what I'm saying? F it! You know what I'm saying? Jim Starlin, all these great writers who've come over, man, they kind of bounce back and forth. Bendis has come over. Bendis is here because it's known that Bendis is a Marvel guy. I don't care who he's written for, where he's written for in the past. He's been with Marvel so long, he's known as a Marvel guy. Same thing with, you got to bring it up in the same, because DC considers them the same practically. Jack Kirby, exact same thing. He's a Marvel guy. Oh, he went over to DC for like a year, and he created the pantheon of the new gods, the fourth world. Wow! Yeah, exactly. But they made a big deal of it because he's a Marvel guy. So when all of a sudden in our generation, funny, after most of us stopped reading comic books and slowly started coming back to it, Jeff Johns was there, and Jeff Johns became that superstar DC guy where they're like, listen, give this guy whatever the hell he wants. We threw him on all these stupid books. We threw him on Hawkman, for crying out loud. Nobody reads Hawkman. Nobody's going to care about Hawkman. He said he wants to do Hawkman. Give him Hawkman. We give him Hawkman. What happens? Holy crap, Hawkman is awesome. Well, let's see if lightning strikes twice. Let's give him Booster Gold. You know what I'm saying? Holy crap, this is the best Booster Gold's ever been. Jurgens over here talking about, you know what I'm saying? What do you call it? Give him whatever you gave him. Gave him Aquaman, whatever you gave him. He's just like, dude, I got this, baby. I got this. And at this point, just give Jeff Johns anything he wants. Give him movie credits, give him directors, give him the presidency, give him the key to the city, give him whatever we need, because we need to keep this guy. He's a DC guy, and he's awesome. He's awesome, right? And then Scott Snyder came along. Look, Scott Snyder, in my opinion, is still kind of new. The New 52 was a while ago. You know what I'm saying? It's not that long ago in my mind. It's not really that long ago. What? 8 years? 9 years? All right? So, you know, and of course we got Witches. Witches coming up pretty soon. I got the Witches Bad Egg Halloween special. Going to be talking about that one. So I didn't read it yet. But anyway, he came along. It's like, oh, man, Court of Owls, yeah. You know, because Witches was awesome and a bunch of things he's writing, yeah. As of late, I feel like he's kind of, maybe he's just been given the wrong responsibilities. I don't know. But, like, Justice League is a little bit confusing right now, and I'm not the only one saying that. Love the guy. The guy's still a genius, but he's got to kind of, you know, slow it down for the rest of us, okay? You can't just come out and start spitting out quantum theory to most of us. Shoot, man, come on, all right? Not all of us can speak in quantum theory. Not all of us can speak in hexadecimal, okay? So slow it. Let's have a human conversation, okay? Because I bet you I'm going to love it if you just slowed it down a little bit. Then James Tynion IV comes along. Yeah, I'm putting him in that category, officially, with this storyline, specifically with this book. Because it's one thing to have a great storyline, it's one thing to have blah, 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 blah. But to finish off an arc that you really can't put your finger on where it started. Damn, this is good. And then, of course, it's just going to continue. The Witching Hour was just the beginning. Now, make no mistake, who is going to continue Witching Hour? Who the fifth person is who now has the, you know, this, who is now the most powerful magic user currently in the DC universe. You know what I'm saying? She has 1/5 of the origin of magic within her, and nobody else has that. All right? She's uber powerful at this point. But she's always failed before. So I don't know just how interesting the aspects of what she's going to be doing is. But with Tynion at the helm, it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm putting James Tynion IV in that category of, holy crap, this is a DC guy. I'm not saying he should never go over to Marvel, but I'm saying if he ever did go over to Marvel, they should be doing one of the, you know, in a couple of years or whatever, a decade, whatever. Marvel should start doing those two-page spreads, you know, double-page, full splash-page spreads. Tynion IV is coming, you know, or just, you know, put an I in one page and a V in the other one, you know what I'm saying? The Roman numerals, you know, and just because, holy crap, dude, this guy with this one, I don't want to go to his head, but this blew me away. This is world build. It's not just character progression, because every single person who was in this comic book, every single character who was written and drawn in this comic book had character progression. You go on ahead out and you show me one other comic book that has done that. Show me one other, you could find an event like, you know, Infinite Crisis, you know what I'm saying? But you go ahead and find me a whole bunch of other stuff out there that hasn't been promoted. Like this hasn't really been promoted, all right? Find me another event, another, or God forbid, just basically a crossover story arc. This barely qualifies as a mini event. Show me something that has this much character progression for this many characters, for all of the characters in it. Go ahead. I'll wait. Actually, I won't. Pause it. That's me waiting. Holy crap. This is whole next level stuff. And I'm already at, you know, 23 and a half minutes on this one, and I don't even care, baby. This is comic book writing. God damn. How the hell did he pull this off? This is the kind of writing, because like I want to write for Marvel, you know, at first. I wouldn't mind writing for DC also. Yeah, I'd write for both. This makes me say, no, I'm putting Marvel on or DC and Marvel on the exact same level for places I would like to world build in, you know what I'm saying? And advance individual characters and talk about, you know, no-name characters and things like this. I want to jump in and start writing for Clarion the Witch Boy. You know what I'm saying? I see this. Damn. God damn. Yo, this is real talk, man. This is the kind of writing that intimidates other writers. Because you say, I'll never be him, so why should I even bother? You know what I'm saying? The only reason why I jumped on YouTube is because I looked around, and no insult to anybody, because I imagine everybody else is saying the exact same thing about me. I could do that, and I could do it better. And there's no use of you getting on YouTube if you don't think that, if you don't believe in your soul about that. Same thing when I got into engineering. It's the same thing when I started teaching. It's the same thing when I started doing business. You know what I'm saying? And all these other guys are like, you know, I don't know what you're doing. You know, your business practices are pointless. And all of a sudden, suddenly I become international, and they're what? they're what? They're still working for somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm working on 3 continents in 5 different countries. Bring it. Bring it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to jump on something new if I don't think that I could do it better than everybody out there, you know, or at least have that opportunity. And then what happens? Oh, I just got an announcement. Falcon and Winter Soldier are getting a TV show. You heard it here first. Dude, I see this and I think to myself, nope. I'm not going to be any good. I'm not going to be as good as James Tynion IV. So what the hell am I even going to bother for? And I have to just push through that because I do want to be a writer. I do want to be a writer for the comic book companies. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. You know, it's not like my goal in life, but it is a goal. It's not even just a bucket list. It's something I would love to be able to have that under my accolades before I die. I would like to have that. You know what I'm saying? And reading this is goddamn intimidating, man. Wow, this is good. This is so good. Okay, this has been long enough. If you guys aren't reading this, and first off, also, thank you so much to the Comic Book University alumni. That's all my subscribers who have been saying, Professor Bill, you need to jump on this comic book. You need to jump on Justice League Dark. Holy crap, it's really good. And I'm like, but Bobo, but Detective Chimp, I can't stand the monkeys. I can't stand all the apes in the freaking comic books. I don't want to read it. And they're just like, Professor, you need to stop. Nobody has fought for a book like you guys have fought for this book. I've heard the Moon Girl arguments. I've heard all the different arguments for this book, that book, whatever. Thank you. Thank you. Because this was epic and no other word. You know what? Maybe I can go one step above epic. But I'm afraid to say, possibly legendary. This is a damn good book. This is a damn good arc. This is a damn good crossover without tie-ins. This is a damn good series. This is a damn good writer. Oh, the art's amazing too. I don't want anybody to feel left out, but yo. Damn, this is good. All right, guys, I'm out. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.